T.I.'s son, King Harris, has been arrested after not appearing in court and some other things connected.
Trying to coddle him for. Let the man walk off, have some time to himself, sit down, soak it up, and come up with what he need to do.
Yeah, so him being arrested isn't really like the shocker. It's him coming out and his, I guess, reaction to it, right? Because everybody's saying, King, you grew up privileged, bro. Why are you going down this path? Now he's talking about F the police, F12. So, you know, it just, he
Right now, everyone is only talking about one thing, the terrible situation with the Harris family. This time, it's not about expensive jewelry or popular social media posts. It's about a fight for survival in one of the toughest places you can be. King Harris, the son of the famous rappers T.I. and Tiny, is in the hospital's intensive care unit. He was badly hurt in a violent attack while he was in prison. The news about what happened doesn't even sound like a normal prison fight. It sounds more like an intense scene from a movie. People who know what happened say that King was ambushed by a group of inmates in his cell block. The attack was so brutal that prison guards had to rush in and pull the attackers off of him. They had to get him to safety while the area erupted into chaos and confusion.
Steve Sadar reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T.I. and Tiny. And I told Steve Sadar that my clients want justice. So if the deal involves Tiny and T.I. turning themselves in and admitting to the crime that they've committed, then fine, we got a deal. But if it does not, then I would prefer to have the investigators do their work and to bring criminal charges against Tiny and T.I.
The news about the attack is getting worse. King Harris was left with a swollen face and could barely move. The fight wasn't just a small scuffle, it was a huge, chaotic brawl that left several other inmates hurt, too. This fight wasn't random. People are starting to say it was a planned attack, and the reasons for it might be really disturbing. Inside the Georgia prison, the word is that this was a targeted ambush. It wasn't about a simple argument or someone testing how tough King was. Instead, a group of inmates had apparently been planning this for weeks. The reason, according to some, was that they were angry about King showing off his wealth and famous lifestyle, even from behind bars. They saw it as him acting privileged. Others say the attack was meant to send a message. In prison, your family name and how many followers you have online don't protect you. The only things that matter are loyalty and how tough you are. A former inmate explained that if people see weakness, you become a target. Right now, King is learning that difficult lesson in the hardest way possible. As soon as the story got out, the internet blew up. Social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok were flooded with reactions. Many people were truly shocked and shared messages praying for King's recovery. However, other people made cruel jokes, saying things like, King finally had to face real life, and he couldn't handle it.
So the dynamics here are interesting, but I can't judge how the parenting is gone, because everything that we've seen has been stuff that many of us would have said or similar if we saw our children do this. But I will say this. A lot of what's happening is because it's in the public. Like most children don't have to do this in the public.
The intense public reaction online has put even more pressure on the Harris family. People close to them say the family is in a state of total panic. T.I. has been working nonstop, making phone call after phone call. He has reportedly been reaching out to his lawyers, powerful politicians, and anyone who might have influence with the prison system in Georgia. He is desperate to find a way to protect his son. According to one source, T.I. is so worried about another attack that he is willing to do almost anything to get King moved to a safer place, even if it means spending a lot of money or making big promises. At the same time, Tiny is also working hard from home. She has been managing the public side of the crisis, talking to publicists, friendly media contacts, and legal teams to try and control the story. However, the terrible stress of the situation is starting to affect the whole family. Even though T.I. and Tiny are usually a very strong team, people close to them say they have been having intense, angry arguments behind closed doors. The fear and helplessness they feel is causing them to fight, with each one upset about the past and how their son ended up in such a dangerous situation.
I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for Family Hustle. Right. That does come with some, it's some adversity. Mm-hmm. It's some adversity to come with that. People get in your business.
Yeah. The family's friends are worried. They can't tell if T.I. and Tiny are working together to save their son, or if they are just arguing with each other. While their son's life is in danger, the foundation of their own marriage is beginning to crack. The Harris family, who always seemed so strong, is now starting to fall apart under the pressure of this crisis. This isn't about their reputation or their fame anymore, it's a matter of life and death. To make things more confusing, there are many different rumors about why the attack happened. Some people are whispering that King was involved in a deal for illegal items that went wrong. They say he might have refused to cooperate with a certain group of inmates, or that he tried to trick the wrong people. In prison, loyalty is everything, and breaking a promise can make you a target very quickly. Other reports add an even more suspicious detail. People connected to the investigation claim that King was tricked into going to a remote area of the prison where 3 men were waiting to jump him. And at that very moment, the security cameras in that section supposedly stopped working. The prison officials say there was no problem with the equipment, but few people believe that. As one of T.I.'s old friends said plainly, "This is Georgia. Cameras tend to break exactly when someone needs them to break." As King remains in critical condition, the tension within the family grows. This situation also reminds fans of past problems. Many people remember the incident a few months ago at the Falcons football game, when T.I. was seen on a live Instagram video putting King in a headlock after they had a loud argument about his behavior. That moment showed the public that there were already serious issues between father and son.
I graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I'm not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but it ain't.
Everyone remembers the video from the Falcons game. The world saw T.I. yelling at King, "You are embarrassing yourself and your family," as security guards rushed over and Tiny tried to calm everyone down. At the time, many people thought that was the lowest point things could get for King. But the recent prison attack proves that things can get much, much worse. Now, King is fighting for his life in a hospital bed, and the Harris family's private struggles are being shared all over the internet. Looking back, the fight at the football game was just a preview of the much more serious trouble happening now. The situation is even more complicated because of the rumors about why he was attacked. People inside the prison say King wasn't just targeted for being famous. They claim other inmates constantly teased him and brought up his parents' old legal problems, specifically the serious trafficking allegations that were made against T.I. and Tiny in the past. The family has always denied these claims, but the rumors never completely went away. In prison, that kind of gossip is used as a weapon. It's also reported that King sometimes made the situation worse himself. Even from behind bars, he was active on social media, showing off and trying to challenge his rivals. He acted as if he was destined to be the next big star from Atlanta, which may have angered the wrong people.
And you can, you know what I'm saying, kind of woo-saw yourself outside of the public opinion.
The older inmates in the prison were not impressed by King's famous family or his social media posts. A former inmate explained it simply, "Nobody cares who your father is in here. If you don't pay a debt or if you talk disrespectfully, there will be consequences. Those are the rules." Now, King is suffering the consequences of breaking those rules. Meanwhile, his father, T.I., is using every bit of his power and influence to try to save him. People close to the situation say T.I. is threatening to tell the public about the poor conditions inside the prison. At the same time, he is quietly giving information to news reporters he trusts, hoping to shift the blame away from King's actions and onto a broken prison system. This is a common strategy for famous people dealing with a crisis. But time is running out, and King is still in great danger. This situation is making people ask some difficult questions. Is it too late to save him? And on a deeper level, is this what happens when a person is raised to believe the normal rules don't apply to them, only to discover that real life can be much harsher than they ever imagined? The story surrounding the attack is becoming more serious. It wasn't just a random fight. The talk among inmates is that King made a very serious mistake. Several sources suggest he was involved in a deal for illegal items inside the prison. The story goes that King either tried to back out of the deal at the last minute, or he tried to cheat the wrong group of inmates. In a prison, where every day is about survival, breaking your word in a deal like that is an extremely dangerous thing to do. It is seen as a major betrayal.
I really admire his dedication and commitment to the craft, because, you know, I kind of told him, you know, what was wrong about it.
Making mistakes. I ain't had no daddy who'll pull up and get on my ass anytime. Things I did, you can't get away with.
I know that.
Man, damn. Yeah, that's I ain't see that one coming. You know
Really?
what I mean? Nah, I didn't.
The attack on King Harris in prison appears to have been a planned event, not just a random fight. The problem started as soon as he arrived. Because he is the son of famous rappers T.I. and Tiny, other inmates already had strong opinions about him. Many resented his wealthy and privileged lifestyle, which was very different from their own. King also reportedly continued to act like a celebrity on the inside, which some saw as showing off and not respecting the prison's unwritten rules. There are several rumors about why he was specifically targeted. Some suggest he was involved in a deal for forbidden items that went wrong. Others say he was constantly teased about his parents' old legal problems, which made him a target for bullies. A very concerning detail is that the security cameras in the area where the attack happened were mysteriously not working at the time, leading many to believe it was a deliberate setup. This crisis is putting enormous pressure on his family. T.I. and Tiny are desperately trying to save their son, but they are handling it in different ways. T.I. is using his influence, making calls to powerful people and threatening to expose corruption in the prison system. Tiny, however, is focused on managing the public story, hoping to gain sympathy for King as a victim. Their different approaches are causing serious arguments between them, adding more stress to an already terrible situation. This entire tragedy highlights a difficult truth. In prison, fame can be a curse instead of a blessing. The celebrity status that protected King his whole life made him stand out in the worst way behind bars. He became a target for inmates who wanted to prove a point or gain power. Now, King is in the hospital fighting for his life, and his family is fighting to protect him from further harm. The situation shows that in the harsh reality of prison, money and fame cannot always guarantee safety.